Welcome to GPI Macon. We are going to be discussing the chemical feed systems for the DAF unit on the effluent water of the plants. Effluent water is exiting the plant down this pipe right here. As the water comes down, we are going to have a slipstream that's pulled off the side where we are going to use a DAF to remove solids from the water. If you'll look over here, starting out, we're going to have 3 tote stackers. These 3 tote stackers will hold our first chemistry known as a coagulant. A coagulant is a chemistry that neutralizes particle charge. Particles in water often have either a negative or a positive charge and they repel each other. This chemistry neutralizes those particles and allows them to form a pin flock. This unit right here is our feed system for our coagulant. It will then push the chemistry around to here, and we will have it fed into the line after the TSS meter. That's our starting TSS over here on the side, and then we will have our chemistry injected here. We put the chemistry as far back in the line as possible because the more mixing, the better the chemistry works, and it needs contact time. So as you see, the chemistry comes up, it'll have some turbulence from the elbows, and then it will come into our first mixing chamber. This is a 3 mixing chamber unit. Our first unit will have fast mixing. You'll notice we have a motor right here and it's got a propeller down at the end and it's going to be spinning really fast. Water's going to come in with the chemistry, then it's going to go down, and then it's going to come up and over this wall right here into the second chamber. The second chamber will also be a fast mixer. Chemistry will be mixed very quickly, and then we'll talk about the third unit in just a second, which is our slow mixer, but let's go back and talk about our second chemistry first. Our second chemistry is known as a flocculant. It's a polymer that is coiled up into a roll, and this polymer, when it is fed with a makedown unit along with water, will cause the polymer to unravel. We call that aging. So we have a thing called a makedown unit. The makedown unit will make down to a 0.5% solution, or Salinas, as the chemical vendor, can change that percentage as needed, but most likely it will be a 0.5% solution. It will then have time in the aging tank to age. And what that means is that the polymer mixed in with water will then be able to unravel, and it's got these long arms that allow it to grab onto the particles that have been neutralized by the coagulant. As you come out of the mixing tank, you'll come over here to the made down chemistry feed system. So this just feeds the system. So it's got 3 pumps on it, and it will push the flocculant down the side right here, and it comes up and over the side. You'll notice right here we have a feed line where the flocculant is going to be injected. It's going to go down and be fed right at the very bottom. I don't know if you can see down there, there's a weir. And so the flow of the water is going to come up and over the first wall and then down under the second wall into the third side. This is going to have a mixer as well, but it's going to be a slow mixer. This slow mixer doesn't go as fast because we don't want to break up the flocculant. We're trying to form almost like a cornflakes in the water. You're going to see water around the solids that are being held onto by the flocculant. All of that is then going to come out here and exit the mixing chamber. The mixing chamber is then going to send the water over to our DAF. This DAF is unique in the sense that water is going to be fed on the bottom side into the system. Water will then come up and over the weir, and when the water and the flock come up and over the weir, all those particles are going to float. Well, what does that? Well, we have air being fed in here, and dissolved air is then going to grab onto the small particles and float them to the top. It'll form almost like a blanket. Now what happens is that we have these paddles right here that are going to be rotating round and round, and they're going to push the solids up and over the ends. So we're going to have all of our solids being removed. The water going up and over the weirs, once the solids are taken out by the air and the chemistry, once it's all floated to the top, the clean water will then go back around and under and it will come out in this pipe coming off the side here. Now, you will see the water exit the system and go out, and that will be our clean water. We also have over here water that is going to be used as, this clean water can be used as push water to feed some of the chemistry and get good volatile mixing. We will also have a TSS meter that will show us our exiting TSS so we can see our solids removal. Then it will go out to the city.